Hey, Nadia. Oh, okay. Now I can hear you.
Hey, Diana. How are
There you go.
you? How are you doing?
I'm good. I just started raining a lot here, so I a bit a bit weird having to deal with that. Like
Oh,
thunderstorms and everything. Yeah.
I've seen yesterday was a crazy storm in Amsterdam.
Yeah. Yeah. See
Oh,
how
Lord.
Dutch I became? The first thing when you ask about me, I say it's raining. You know, it really became Dutch. So, weather. Hi, Laurie.
Hey, ladies. We had a storm here last night too. We had 60-mile-an-hour winds, straight line winds, like a tornado. Jackie, did you get any of that last night?
No terrible weather for me.
Oh, good, good. Yeah, it was rain. We got rain, which was good, and we dropped from 105 Fahrenheit to 77.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, what a
Yeah,
crazy temperatures.
yeah,
Good.
yeah. I know. Yeah, it was crazy. So,
Oh.
I'm sorry.
oh no, it's all right. Hey, we got rain. We hadn't had rain in weeks, I think. So,
I looked at my weather station. It says 80 days of
wow.
undetectable rain. So
Do you have your own weather station?
yeah.
We should chat. I want one.
We're little weirdos. We're such
No, I
weather
totally want my
bugs.
own. Yeah, no,
Yeah, I want
totally. Yeah. And I just wasn't sure which one to get, so we should totally chat about that.
Okay, we'll do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm really great at not logging in before meetings, so I'll be sure to edit this before I post it on YouTube. All right. Well, let's dive into our meeting, our agenda.
Yeah.
Hannah, I think you have the first item.
Now, did you want to
Or
give
Nadia.
the intro? Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually the item that I added still for the previous week. Maybe it's already kind of like outdated information and everybody's aware about that. But what I wanted to do with this post of mine is to add a bit awareness around the UX OKRs for quarter 3, which are actually really tightly connected to the product OKRs for quarter 3. There is a lot of discussions, there is a lot of guidance for the pajamas components move. And actually one of the key results for the product is using 100% of pajamas components for the all features that's going to be developed in quarter 3. And just wanted to see if Jackie, you and Hayana have been chatting maybe already about this. And Hayana, I see that you actually added something. So over to you.
Yeah.
One quick thing about this, I think we already had a huge contribution from the community actually about updating the releases page buttons back in the day. So I think we already have a big push toward this.
Could you give a bit more details there?
I'll find the issue, but I think like we already have some of these fixed.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember if I review any of these, but I don't think I'm familiar with these updates, Jackie. But then my point here is that back when this was not an OKR, I already filtered all the release management button components or components that appear in release management features and drop-downs. We don't really have anything on tooltips or whatever, navigation. So I could only identify the items on those 2 buckets, so buttons and drop-downs. And it's not a lot, drop-downs, there's 3 issues. I think buttons is 6. So my proposal here is that instead of picking up UX depth for the next couple of milestones or next couple of weeks, I can also try to do some cleanup and take over some of these items because I enjoy it and they seem to be pretty straightforward. But I think it's interesting, like what you added here, Jackie, with the community.
Yeah, so I'm about to do an enablement presentation for the community on release management, and I'm going to select a couple of opportunities where we could really use community contributions. So for example, implementing more secrets management feature sets and burning down some of the CI variable bugs will be one area. And then the second area I think I would like to push them toward is resolving some of our pajamas implementations.
Yeah.
So my focus is going to be how do we get more scale from the community. I think that we can deliver a lot more if we actually enable that force. Because we do have really great engagement every time I post something on Twitter. Like we have 50 people liking it, retweeting it, sharing it at least. So that's a really cool thing that we can start getting a little bit more velocity from. But I'm all for enabling you, Hayana, to contribute more to the product. So if you want to take more time to actually like implement that work, also, I'm totally supportive of that. And I think we were kind of a pathfinder in prioritizing pajamas anyways, from like a product standpoint. I feel like this OKR is kind of great for our style of working anyways. Like we are about how do we evaluate and implement pajamas as a part of our instrumentation. So I feel pretty good about this, this OKR in general, both Nadia and Hayana. But I'll find the community contributions for the UI for the buttons I'm thinking about, and I could be just uninformed about what they actually contributed, but it seems like Nathan reviewed all of those, and we had probably about, I think, 10 or so contributed, but I'll find them.
Then I'll go over this list and see which ones are like the low-hanging fruits, or see if there's anything related to buttons and drop downs that we can already push with our next bunch of merge requests. Because if it's something on, I don't know, tags page or whatever, then we can prioritize maybe based on that. I'll send you async update on that.
Thanks both. All great ideas and great proposals. Let's keep in touch on this. And if there is anything that I could help with, also do let me know.
And I have the next item. It's actually more like a heads up / question. So I'm going to be out of office during the next UX showcase presentation, the next release management presentation. So I'm going to do it a recording again, like what I did a couple of weeks ago, a month, 2 months ago. So I was thinking of focusing on group releases, or perhaps the tags versus releases workflow. And I just want to know, maybe if you have any opinions on there, if you think that something else would be more relevant. So that I can just align with what we're doing. So this is more like directed to you, Jackie.
Yeah, I was just listening. I think from my gut feel of like what would be a really great, interesting, compelling story would be group releases, because I think that that's the most that'll be the most controversial thing that we add. Something that we might want to talk about in line with group releases is where we add releases in the side panel, and if we want to introduce that from like an operations CI/CD workflow perspective. Other than that, I think we are making really great headway on group releases, so I feel like that would be a really great showcase.
Okay, that makes sense, and it's also in line with what I presented last time, so it's nice to see the continuation of the
it's
efforts.
like building, yeah.
So, any input on that? Otherwise, I'll jump to the next one. Okay. And then I just added here my weekly planning. The items are in progress this week. So I'm just still going over my emails, because that's the GitLab life. And then I'm prioritizing the need UX issues, but also I think I'm going to start working this week, Jackie, on the dovetail notes or the highlights from group releases, and also updating the prototypes. So I just want to make sure that you're aware of that kind of working parallel this week. And do you want to vocalize your question here as well? About
I haven't seen this task list link in a while, so I was wondering, are you going back to managing your workflow from that? Mainly because I thought we transitioned to the Epic, so you had one place to like work from, but this is just a personal question, like workflow, like your preference of working, and if I'm doing something wrong inside of the current UX Epic, so that we can help you manage your work in one place.
No, I like to have a separate bucket for my items, so also not release management things. That's why I work with tasks. That's because if I miss something, I'll just carry over to the next file next week. But I would say let's not change anything on the need to X and the release epic because there's two different workflows. Yeah. And I think if we in a way we tried doing tasks in our epic and it was very difficult to maintain because we changed the priority and it's just easy to use what we have now. So no sweat.
Sounds good. I just wanted to inquire if that was something that you needed more support on. So that's perfect.
And then you have the next one, Jackie.
So Jake came up with this MR for an enhancement to the assign user, commenting user. So he asked for your review on that. Obviously it's not an issue, so I can't add it to your epic. So just want to add it to your list to unblock him.
Okay. No, thanks for a heads up. It's the thing from Create, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so nice that he tackled actually that because I sent that monkey to someone else. I was like, oh, this is Create, do it. You guys can take care of it. It's nice to see that.
That he's like engaged and seeing that through.
Feature. It's nice. Cool, I'll review it. Put in my list here. So, and then, yeah, the priority, I think I already mentioned. Maybe if you folks want to review, I'm gonna work on, I'm here in the last item. On those two issues that are assigned 13.5 first, and then I'll just go back to group releases to wrap up the updates.
That's perfect.
Continue from there.
Yep.
That was fast.
We're efficient. We try to get this done. I feel like it's been a really long time since we had it. I guess it has been like a month since we've had this meeting. For some reason, it didn't feel like I'm seeing new things like that task list. I was worried that we were doing something wrong, but obviously that's just how you manage your business. And it's just been a long time since I've seen it. Like scrolling back, I'm like, okay, yeah, this makes sense.
Well, I tried a lot of things and I've been using this for almost 2 years now, like a year and a half. It's the only way to track my work. That's
Totally
works for me. So I do it on the side.
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense. Again, I just wanted to make sure that we were doing everything right for you, that you were able to manage everything in one place. It was good. All right, I will take some time to find the community contributions on the GitLab UI components, and then we can decide if those were in line with what you were expecting, and then we can continue to engage the community to do more of those contributions to help you, Hannah, as well, deliver that work, if that sounds good. I think that's the only action item that we have out of this.
That's awesome. I want to have a look into that. Yeah. And I wasn't aware that we're involving community into that maybe that's a good example for the other stage groups as well. So if you find that, I'll have a look. That's exciting.
Sure.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? Oh, Lori, I did have a question about version dependencies. I haven't started any research on that because the last time we talked, I think we left it with you. You're going to talk to Tim. So is there anything that
it's on my list to start looking into this week to start making headway on it. So if you had any thoughts, put it in that issue that I think you opened, and I will look at it, and then you'll probably be hearing from me this week because I do need to get started on that. I apologize.
No, please don't apologize. I just with my handle changing, I didn't know if like I'm missing certain pings, you know, so.
Sure, nope, sadly no.
More like me being paranoid that I'm being left out. And so I usually don't think I need to be included in everything, but when I miss information, I'm like, holy shit, this is an ugly side of me. I'm like, I need to know everything.
Totally, I am the same way, so don't you worry, you are not missing anything.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much. As always, this was super good, so let me know if you need anything else, okay?
Sounds good, ladies.
All right, bye.
Thanks all. Bye.